really have grown this deep love of tiny things. Tiny things, the small things. Because the big things are just too big. And I've come to realize that the really big things like the universe are just made of millions and millions of tiny, tiny things stacked on top of each other. That's how you make a big thing. You combine tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of tiny things. Even thinking about search and rescue, for example, organizing a mission is sometimes a huge task, but it truly is made of many small tasks, which you can delegate, which you can break down and chunk down, section out. So I feel if you really can learn to understand the small things, if you can really learn to tend to the tiny things, then the big things will take care of themselves. The big things will fall into place because the big things are just made of the tiny things. So you just have to take care of the little things. You know, learn how to love the ants and the bees. Learn how to tenderly care for each of your fingers and toes. You know, work on your small habits. Work on the little thing. Smiling at your love in the morning. Taking a deep breath before you leave the house. Saying a prayer of thanks before you eat a meal. Those are such small things. Those are such small things. Those are such small things. They make such a big difference. That's how you change your life. You know, that's the secret. And it's making me emotional because it's such a relief. It's such a relief. You don't have to do anything, any big thing. Sorry, I'm a crier. I cry about everything. It's really my superpower, actually. You don't ever have to worry about the big stuff. You don't. You can want big things, but know that they are going to come true with your attention and your dedication to the small things. It might be a cheesy metaphor, but we don't build a wall all at once, right? We build it brick by brick. Even things that feel like they're happening all at once are really happening one small, tiny moment at a time. One small decision, small action, small thought at a time. It's really the small stuff that we have to focus on. That's it. So, do the small good thing today, okay? That's my encouragement. That's my encouragement and my advice to you. Is do the small thing. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's different for everybody. The small thing for you might be getting out of bed, putting on real clothes, not staying in your PJs all day. That might be the small thing. So do it. The small thing for you might be not buying a bottle of alcohol, or only eating one bag of chips instead of 3. I don't know, these are stupid examples, but you know what I mean. You know what the small thing is in your life. In my life, it was getting up, getting dressed, making the bed, feeding the dogs. Those are a few small things that I did this morning. It's like, yes, I have to do those things. the point is not to just do them and check them off, right? Because all of us, our days are filled with small things that we have to do. That's not the point. The point is to cultivate an attitude of caring, loving tenderness towards these small things. Tender affection, tender loving care. That's what I want to bring to each and every small thing, instead of just thinking of like, oh, these are like things that I have to do. I need to check these things off my list, you know, boom, 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 boom. That's often how I can feel. It's like there's all these little things that pile up during the day of like, I mean, you know, the minutia of daily life. And sometimes it can feel like suffocating, overwhelming. But I invite you to flip that perspective onto its head, instead of feeling like, oh my God, there are all these little things that I have to focus on. Recognize it for the blessing that it is. That we just have to focus on small things. We don't have to focus on healing the world. We just have to take care of our little corner of it. That's all. Sorry. So, honestly, yeah, it's not about just doing the small thing. Right? Like, take the example of making my bed. When I make my bed every day, I'm not just like making it to say that I made it, right? I'm not just trying to check that task off of my list. I am, in some ways. There's a part of my brain that's like more managerial in that way, that cares more about tracking and accomplishing. And while that part of my brain is helpful and I let it do its job, I also try to focus on activating this other part of my mind, more like part of my heart, my spirit, you know. I try to bring my heart and my spirit into the conversation, so that it's not just my managerial mind saying, you know, make the bed, feed the dogs, get up, get dressed, you know. It's not just these tasks that I have to check off the list. It's more like I bring my heart of gratitude into it. So as I'm making the bed, I'm thinking about like, wow, like thank you. Like I am so lucky to have this bed to sleep in, to have a warm, safe place at night. That hasn't always been the case in my life, and I know that that's not true for millions of people around the world. Millions of children even, who are sleeping on concrete floors or sleeping in cold cages, and not trying to like take it there, but just to illustrate the point that instead of just like making my bed, I can think about what a blessing it is to have a bed. I can infuse my love and gratitude into the act, and almost like, oh, hi, sweetheart. Almost like cover the bed with blessings. Are you wagging a tail? Hi, baby. Hi, baby. I loves you. So yeah, I try to energetically, spiritually, magically cover the bed with blessings, you know, for sweet dreams. It's also my most intimate, sacred space. in my relationship. So it's really something that I can bring a lot of attention and care to. You know, and the same goes with lots of other tasks, right? It's really easy to take our life for granted. Even the small things are miracles. Quit chewing on yourself, Bubba. Okay. That's all I have to say on the subject. Just a little encouragement for you today. Focus on the small thing. Do the one small good thing. Do it. You know what it is. You know what that small thing is in your life that you need to do next. Focus on one, just one thing. And then once you complete that, do the next small good thing. I've been hearing this phrase in my head. You might say it's the voice of God. I really think it's just like my higher self talking to me. Some internal resounding bell of wisdom. I'll have to tell more of that story another time, but I've been hearing this phrase: take the easiest, most disciplined path. That came through into my brain loud and clear, and I keep hearing it in the same tone, almost like a mantra. Take the easiest, most disciplined path. Take the easiest, most disciplined path. Quit it. Seriously, quit it. Poor baby. He's got itchy knees. Itchy knees. Gotta get him some, I don't know, maybe just a shower. That came to me from the monarch butterfly. I've been really experiencing a lot of encounters with monarch butterflies lately. And the medicine, the lesson that she's been teaching me is just that. It's about strength and endurance and joyful discipline. Joyful discipline. Take the easiest, most disciplined path. That's the only way that the monarch survives its 3,000-mile migration. If you don't know about the monarch butterfly migration, you should look it up because it's a pretty incredible feat of nature. These insects, these amazing creatures, they take like 4 or 5 generations to migrate from Canada down to Mexico, across the entire continent of North America. Just amazing to me. They go back and forth twice every year, and it takes multiple generations for them to accomplish this mission. It's just wild. That the babies who wake up in like Colorado, they're born here, they just wake up and know like to continue the path. It's such delicious medicine thinking about our ancestors are still working within us, Okay, but the point of this is that when they do their migration, obviously they have to stay pretty disciplined, otherwise they won't make it to their destination, right? They have to pretty much stay on course. But there's also a lot of flexibility in that. So, you know, they, in addition to staying the course and being disciplined about staying the course, they also need to take the easiest way that they can. Stopping at every water source, stopping at every flower. Not every flower, but whenever they see a patch of flowers, they should stop. I don't know. This is kind of turning into a bit of a ramble, but I think you get the idea. Like the butterfly, take the easiest, most disciplined path. Go straight forward to who you want to be. Just take action. Just take small actions. Take the smallest, most joyful, most purposeful, most direct action that you can. Can you do all those things at once? Good luck. It's a challenge. It's a challenge for you. It's a challenge for you. I don't know if you can really hear this when it's over here. Isn't my microphone down here at the bottom? I don't know. But my right hand is occupied. Actually, I can loosen it up. I was holding that button the whole time. The record button. I don't know if my microphone is down here or if it's up here. Okay, I'll have to figure that out. Sorry, you know, I am just an amateur. Is that even what you'd call me? I'm like less than an amateur, just a person. Just a person on planet Earth who really likes ASMR videos and likes talking to the camera. So, this was barely even ASMR. Unless you get ASMR from people talking quietly, which I do. Yeah, so. Okay. That's all for now. That's been quite long enough. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. Do the small good thing today. Do the small good thing today. And yeah. Try to love yourself. I love you. I'm here for you.